Welcome, everyone. Welcome to After Church Tea Time. This is a beautiful discussion on the beautiful topic on how to nourish your ascension journey by Fabian today. And I am joined with beautiful ladies here, Melanie and Sudikya. Welcome. And I'm really delighted to open up this topic because I've been working on this sincerely on my ascension journey as well. I loved how Fabian touched on various points on how to nourish your parts of your body, your physical presence, and how it can heal and especially help a lot on your ascension journey. And there were different things that he spoke about, which we're going to speak about today in the after church tea time. So, yeah, let me open the floor and give a chance to these ladies to share. How did you guys feel about the sermon? And what was your takeaway and highlight from it?
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
The sermon was for me felt very pick me up. I have very the resonance of what Fabian speak. For me, I use for my Nourish the reflection. I need the reflection and the mirror exercise for my spiritual hygiene, you say. And every morning and every evening, I need for me the meditation and reflection for to clear my energy. It's very important. And I have 2 kids, and it's it's very heavy often in the day with the how do you say it's loud, and my kids have many of energy, and yeah, it's for me, I need more space for me for clear the energy.
Yeah.
Calm down, and it's very important for me that I need this calm space and to clear my energy. Yes, and that was it was very oh my God, I searched the word.
Like supportive.
Resonated with me with this helpful tips. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when he spoke about boundaries, like that was like the first one, and he spoke about different boundaries. I really enjoyed that. Like I never saw boundaries as from different dimensions. Like um you do have like a physical boundary when you separate yourself, like maybe you can go to a different room if you're feeling overwhelmed or if you're not feeling comfortable. You can just get up and walk into a different room, and that's a physical boundary. And then he spoke about having an emotional boundary, having an emotional, I mean, having a like a boundary in your mind, and also a spiritual boundary. Like that was very interesting to me. Like what I've also noticed is that the more I do mirror exercise, the more I clear my consciousness, and I feel like there is a shift in my vibration. There's a natural shift happening. There's a natural boundary being placed. Like I find that the friends that I used to hang around with, maybe they stop calling me. Like, there's like a natural boundary being like placed by the universe, and it's very relieving to know that the universe is constantly supporting your ascension in that way.
Yeah.
So that was really
Yeah,
beautiful.
I have not noticed that my children helps me a lot, but
Mm,
on my ascension journey,
yeah.
and they helps me and show me the different blocks
Mm.
also in our family dynamic. And then yeah, I need the support with the mirror exercise. And when I clear this block or heal this block, then we have more harmony in our dynamic in in our at home. And that it's very important that we show in the mirror about,
Mm.
with my kids. And when I healed the block, then it's more harmony in our
Yeah.
home. It's yeah, very important. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
I think also, like, as Fabian says about like nourishing ourselves with the mirror exercise, I feel as you both have said about boundaries, it becomes easier also to place the boundaries, because when we are in a place where, we are not nourishing ourselves, we don't know about love, it's very common to find that love, try to find that love outside, and which makes us, compromise on those boundaries, maybe hang out with friends who are not actually supporting our ascension journey, maybe get disrespected by people and still not put a boundary, not having even that power to, make a choice. We think that we need to live life the way it is presented to us, and we don't understand that we do have a choice, and that love, that nourishing and putting ourselves first, that so much helps us in, understanding our own place in our life. So I think that is so peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Like, it just took me back to the time when I had no boundaries, and I don't know how I lived like that, really. And yeah, there was like a lot of energy leak, and I would feel exhausted. I would feel drained, and I would like maybe end up being sick too, because not just even you're not having emotional boundaries can end up you being sick. Like, I didn't realize that how much that was playing in my physical reality as well. So yeah, this is so powerful and helpful to know that you can do that, and nourish yourself, and take care of yourself. This is how you can support yourself. Yeah, it's really, really powerful.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think it's also very important to see it's um, layer by layer, step by step. I think every feeling, every emotion show us the next step. And
mm,
when we spend time with other peoples that not very spiritual peoples, then help us our emotions, our feelings, that we can
mm,
shift and go deeper with us. And
mm,
then you feel safer to to um, um, to put an boundary, a healthy boundary about others people. Yeah.
mm.
Mm. Mm.
That's true. Yeah. You would feel afraid, like earlier, if I didn't have the teachings, I'd feel afraid actually. If I feel afraid if someone would put a boundary, or if I try to put a boundary, I would feel afraid. But actually, it gives me more safety and security. And you come closer, like to the ones who actually love you, they respect your boundary. You come closer to them, and it becomes a more healthy relationship. Like, even the ones that you're living with in, like in your house, you have better boundaries. You live in a much more flowing, in a better way. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and I enjoy to to be with myself. I have
Yeah.
many people let go on this journey, but now I have these people in my life that respects me and loves me, and there we are on the same level, and
Yeah.
it's a beautiful journey. And then
Yeah.
the right people came in my life. Yes.
And I
True.
feel, yeah, I also feel that like boundaries and relationships, like living with them, as you have mentioned, like in a romantic relationship, it's so important to honor each other's boundaries. And that is only possible when we fill our own cup. Because I had been, programmed to that kind of dynamic where we are like always talking to each other and then, always in each other's space and draining. And that is actually endorsed to be the right and the romantic ideal. Sometimes it's very difficult to understand that what we are doing is actually draining both people. And once you are in your twin flame union, it is no longer possible to really operate from that place. So it becomes very important to do your spiritual work, fill your own cup, and see the beauty of a relationship, which is like which on where we can honor each other's space, each other's boundaries. And that is possible also when we are like doing our spiritual work, loving ourselves, doing all the practices that help us fill our own cup, I think. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Which actually brings me to the next point that Fabian was mentioning about paying attention. Um, and I loved how he said, like, how and where God is guiding your attention. So sometimes it is also like what I've noticed for myself nowadays. If I don't know where to put my attention, I just go in my heart and ask God, like, God, where are you asking me to put my attention to? And then, like, the attention naturally flows to that. Like my eyes would go to that place, or my body will start moving to that. And yeah, and I feel like healing happens when you pay attention. And this is for sure, like when you have practiced mirror exercise to a point, and I know you guys are quite mastered at it. But even for those who are starting out, or they are learning, at some point you come to a point where your attention itself becomes the medicine. Your attention has attuned to um, y- attuned to want to love you. That's how I think we become as we practice the mirror exercise. And that is what he mentioned in the sermon, that your attention is actually your like God's attention. So you're simply bringing more God and light to an area that requires attention, and then it transmutes into love, into harmony, into peace, and be it even like a physical ailment. Like I've done that with my physical body. I just pay attention, give it love, and then it heals. And be it your emotional state, or even in your mind where you're feeling agitated, or disturbed, then just paying attention to that. Or a relationship, he didn't mention about, like, yeah, your union, or in your dynamic with your twin flame. If you pay attention to it, then you're actually just healing it. Your attention itself is healing it.
Yeah, I had today I had a very beautiful experience. I when I talk with God, I
Mm.
drive with my car today and talk with God, and ask him show me the next step. And yeah, that need also the attention. And then God leads me the attention to a card, um, and there on the back
Mm-hmm.
window um, was a quote, and the quote was the divine order. And
Oh,
it was so beautiful because it's a topic at the moment for there can heal. It's a topic for me to go deeper with the divine order, and it was amazing that God leads me to this tar with this quote,
mm,
divine order, and yeah, that's give me deep trust in this journey, and it's safe to go with attention through your day. Yeah, it's
mm.
very beautiful experience. Yeah.
I have that problem where like before my ascension journey, life used to be about placing the attention outside and trying to, get your good from like outside, placing it there and then trying to control and get your good. And this is something which I like really did not know, that yes, you can be with God and you can really relax into that presence, that attention of God and that connection that you feel with God, and really relax into things, and like coming up for you in reality, in divine order, right? As you said. So it's really so relaxing right now. I think one big, foundational thing about nourishing and loving is really understanding the true source through which you should, like allow your life to unfold. So yeah, that was very like a major healing for me.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, we learned that God first, then myself, then my union, my twin flame, and others. So I think it's such a great lesson to master again and again and again. And I feel like, yeah, even the first one, like putting God first and then you, it kind of like sets everything up. Like I feel the entire healing, it hinges just around that, like put placing God first and you second, first and you second. It's like makes sense and gives you answer to so many questions. Like, okay, why am I not surrendering it to God? And when it's God's job, when it's God first, why am I trying to be number one? You know? So yeah, it's beautiful to switch that, make that happen and um, respect the divine order. Uh, yeah, it gives you so much relief, actually.
Yeah, I feel even if it's the outside is very how do you say, exhausting? You understand this word?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, then it's for me an how do you say,
Mm-hmm.
invitation to go deeper with me, to feel where is the block that shows me the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's very helpful for this intention to show outside what is not what's feel not good for me, what it's um what is the challenge at the moment in this space,
Yeah,
and then we can go inside and make the mirror exercises.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we become like so sensitive to uh the outside as well as like it's becoming very very liquid. I don't know how to explain this, but it feels like we know that there is no separation between outside and inside. And that also feels like my outside is becoming more and more inside. I don't know how to say this. Like my outside, like for example, like recently I had to switch homes, and then I came back to my original home. This was a lesson, a spiritual lesson for me. And the area, it was within my city. I love my city, but it was a different area. And when I go there, even now, it feels different. It like it has a totally different feeling to it. And my home feels very light, very cozy, very inviting. But that other place, little bit, it feels a bit cold. It feels distant. Even though I'm physically there, I feel distant from it. So there's like the feeling is becoming more and more visceral and real, as if like my outside is becoming more inside. Yeah, it's amazing how you become sensitive to the environment, and then you have the power to switch it, change it. Um, yeah, it's really beautiful.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, I like how Fabian mentioned about meditation as being an act of giving attention to a particular place or focus, and that brings you into more calmness. I like what he said because I I don't have a meditation routine, but I do follow Jeff and Shalea's meditations, the recorded meditations, and sometimes I follow some meditation on like one of the teachers that I follow. So rarely that I pick it up, and but most of the time I find myself doing the mirror exercise, and after I've completed it, I sit down a few seconds more to give myself that love that I have just received, to like expand that in my body and feel that calmness. um, I feel that that also becomes like food for my soul. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was very helpful insight that meditation, you can meditate in every time, in every your activity. I learned also to do a lot of my daily routines as a meditation,
Mm.
because I'm more consciously at the moment, perhaps like by cooking or by working, that I invite God in this area at the moment. And yeah, that's not only you sit on the couch and
Yeah.
close your eyes and be present with your thoughts. That is all. It's the classic meditation, but it's
Yeah.
also all the daily activity, that when you are more consciously in this space,
Mm.
at the moment, that this also
Mm.
meditation can be in meditation, and do more um yeah, with more consciousness and
Yeah.
aware, and yeah, it that is also for me very helpful in input or
Yeah.
insight, that this is also when you make all the things um with more awareness, that
Mm.
this is also art of meditation. Yeah.
Mm.
I think this is very similar to what, what Melanie said is very similar to what is said in Bhagavad Gita also, that, doing everything with an intention to coming close to God, pleasing God. So it's like every activity of your life becomes a way of, connecting and giving your love to God. And in that love, I think it's like we love God and God loves us back. So we nourish a part of ourselves through all these activities. Like we understand that like there is no separation in any part of our life, even in mundane activities. It's like we are being guided by God. It's like while even if I cook something, okay, sometimes I'll not even know the recipe, but then if I go with God, it sometimes just comes out to be so good. You understand that, God is there with you every point, every second, and it's so healing to come into that realization.
Mhm.
I always thought that to be with God, I have to be a calm space and be in peace, but there is no separation of inside and outside, and that was also for me very helpful that I can be connected with God. Yeah.
Yeah. And it reminds me of a recent experience that I had. So we like was celebrating Ganesha's birthday. So we had gone to the temple, me and my housemate, like we drove to the temple and we sat there. We had a great time in the temple. And we were like, of course we're gonna have a great time in the temple because like the environment is like that. So we sat there for some time, we enjoyed like and then we came back, we sat in the car, and as we were driving back, it felt like that feeling came along with us. So, like, it was sunset time, and we could see like birds flying, and the clouds were like forming beautiful shapes, and we could see beautiful colors in the sky, and like me and the housemate was like, how come it's feeling this amazing feeling? And it's also because we carried that meditation from the temple, like we carried it within us, and as if it's like circling around us everywhere. And we went to a restaurant, we had amazing food, and we felt so fulfilled, like as if God was feeding us through that food, and the whole day was like joyous, like yeah. And it also reminds us like it's it was a reminder that God is just not in the temple. God is with you and can be with you in every place, every activity, and He will show up loving you everywhere. Yeah.
Mm.
Nice. I'm feeling kind of complete. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, I feel me also complete.
Mm, nice. Yeah. It was a lovely sermon and lovely discussing it with you guys. And I would encourage everyone to tithe and donate to the church. If you go on to Unionism discussion group on Facebook, and also on our website unionism.org, you will find the links so that we can carry on and share the word of God through these channels, and continue watching Sunday service and coming to the Facebook group as well. All right. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you next time.